Hey parents, I just wanted to share with you what we have been doing in class, or at least starting to do in class regarding division. So we initially started by doing problems like this by repeated subtraction, just to kind of enforce the idea of subtraction and division being related. But we have progressed to doing a more traditional method for dividing, which I wanted to share with you in case you had any questions about it. It's probably the same division that you've always learned, but I just wanted to show how we're presenting in class. So when we do a problem, and the kids have already seen this sheet, they've done probably at least half of it in class. But when we have done this, what I've asked them is, how many sets of 8 can we make in 60? And so I've asked them to get as close to the target as they possibly can without going over. And so some of them are able to do that really quickly. They just know that when they do 7 times 8, they get 56. If your child is there, great. That's where I'm hoping for all of them to be soon. If not, then what I've suggested that they do is just skip count by 8s until they get close to 60 without going over. And so they would just, continue to skip count until they got up to 56. Again, that can be troublesome for some of them. So again, I'm going to encourage you to have them continue to work on their multiplication facts. So anyway, when they realize it's 7 times, we've talked about where to put the 7. For right now, I said I'm not too concerned about it, but the correct spot is to put it right up here over the 0. Because wherever we put it over the numbers indicates that's the number that it goes into. All right, so the fact that we're putting it over the 0 indicates that it goes into 60. Whereas if we put the 7 over here, it would say that 8 goes into 6 7 times. So just out of habit, or to form good habits, we're putting it right over there. All right, so that's the divide step in the algorithm, or the mnemonic that they have, the DM. So for divide, multiply, subtract, and then compare and bring down. And we've said that we're not going to do bring down until next year. And they know it as dad, mom, sister, cousin, brother. So we would do then, that's the division part of getting the 7. Then the multiplication part is to say, all right, I've made 7 groups of 8, and how many things is that? So that's 56. And then we've talked about the subtracting, because now we're taking away all the things that we've used up. And in doing that, we show that we then have 4 items left over. Right, so that's the subtract part. Then we compare to see if I have 4 things left over, could I have made another group of 8, or have I made as many as I possibly can? So we always want this number to be less than this, not equal to and not greater to it, or greater than it. So if this is less than this, then we say, okay, then I've made the maximum number of groups at 7, and I have 4 left over, and we call that the remainder. And so we put an R4 up here. Some of them get upset that that 4 is floating, so they can move that a little, extend that a little bit. So we would say that 60, or 8 goes into 67 times with a remainder of 4. And then we've started doing the check, right? And so we've said that to do the check, we're going to do 8 times 7 plus 4, and that equals 60. We've said that it's kind of like going around in a clock. So we would do 8 times 7 plus 4 should equal 60. All right, so we check that. We've talked about order of operations. That gives us 56 right here, plus 4. And then 56 plus 4 is 60, and that is what we wanted to get. All right, so that is the division process, and this is the check. Okay, let me know if you have any questions about that. All right, thanks, bye.